Okay, waited about an hour and a half to do this at a time when people were awake instead of when everybody was asleep. So we're going to give people a couple minutes to hop on, and then we will start on with this morning's devotional thought from Ogden students. Oh, good morning, world. It is a weird, gloomy, foggy day outside. Ugh, I don't know how much I love that. But you know what? The show must go on. For those who are wondering, and I may have to reiterate this if people hop on, but to fill the airtime for when this goes to YouTube, today I am filming from my wonderful office here at Ogden Church. Good morning. Usually I've been filming from home, but today I'm filming from my office with this awesome motivational poster. It says awesomeness. When I get sad, I stop being sad. I start being awesome instead. That's pretty cool, if I do say so myself. So we'll give this like another minute, and then we will dive in with the thought for this morning, and hopefully you guys will just kind of be edified by that, and we will, edified is kind of a big word, but hopefully that will be productive and helpful to you guys as you're going through just a lot of stuff right now, for sure. And then we'll get on with the show. So, because we've all got days ahead of us, and we don't really know what's ahead. But, all right, so I'm going to start up. So we've been doing daily devotionals, and just a way to continue to connect and engage with you guys, get you to think spiritually, and hopefully give you a venue to kind of react and interact with kind of what I'm saying here. Again, we're still tooling that out. Hopefully, I thought a little later it might help, but we're just going to keep doing and trying our best anyway. Like I mentioned, if you watched a couple days ago, I've been in my personal devotions kind of going through a book called For the Love of God, which has you really deep in scripture every day. And you read about 4 or 5 chapters based on what's called the M'Cheyne plan. So a guy kind of a long time ago kind of wrote a Bible in a year reading plan kind of. So I've been going through it. It's really wonderful. And a devotional thought that I have for you guys this morning comes out of one of the passages that I read, and it is found in John chapter 9. Okay, so in John chapter 9, Jesus heals a man who's been blind since birth, and there's a lot of kind of controversy. The Pharisees don't like that he was healed on the Sabbath. They don't like Jesus anyway because he's kind of cutting against what they believed it meant to honor and follow God. So they're kind of grilling the blind man, and they're asking him what's going on and how did this happen, and so on and so forth. And they say, well, this guy, because he healed on the Sabbath, he must not be from God. He's just some kind of outcast. And the following verses are amazing here. In John chapter 9, verses 30 and following, says, the man answered, now this is remarkable. Now that is remarkable. You don't know where he comes from, yet he opened my eyes. We know that God does not listen to sinners. He listens to the godly person who does his will. Nobody has ever heard of opening the eyes of a man born blind. If this man were not from God, he could do nothing. This is an amazing statement, and this is a statement that I think, again, just in the midst of the stuff that we're going through or we experience, this man who is born blind, good morning, Joseph, he has this experience where he says, listen, if this guy was not from God, if Jesus was not somebody who was from God, then he wouldn't have been able to do what he did. He gave me my sight back. I don't understand. He makes it really simple, right? Everybody tries to kind of look around and point and look for explanations for why Jesus can't or shouldn't. And what the man says is, listen, I don't know or care about any of that stuff, but here's what I know. I was blind, I can see now, and I cannot believe this did not come from God. There is a lot of reason for us to be frustrated or scared or disappointed or panicked. What for you this morning is something that you can look at and say, listen, I don't know about all these things, but this is what I know. How can we find a way this morning to say, Jesus, this is you. This is who you are. I know that you're good. It's an amazing thing. Just he kind of cuts through all the reasons that we often give. He says nobody who's not from God could do this. Jesus is still working. He is still there. And so my challenge and my devotional hope for you guys is that we don't look at all the reasons to be frustrated, but we look at reasons to be hopeful. That we look at what we know is true. That God is still there. He does still care. What he did for us on the cross is still effective. And that's hope. That's hope for this morning. So that's kind of my thought. We will post this up on YouTube a little bit later, and just kind of leave a comment or a thought if you have something to say or add to this, how Jesus is an encouragement to you this morning, and maybe what you've seen him do in you or your life through this. So we will see you guys a little bit later. Take care. Thanks for joining.